Hello everyone. What's up? What's up? What's up? How we doing? Can you guys tell me if you're able to hear Slirak with me? Slirak, what's up?
Hey guys,
I think it's working. We made the test. We did an awesome preparation. Yeah, you can hear perfect. Amazing. That's amazing. Yeah, okay. So everything is working. That's the first time everything is working without any issue. That's a special moment. We should celebrate. So, guys, how are you doing today with the market crashing and stuff and bouncing now? How are we doing? By the way, thank you, Thomas, for the sub. For real, thank you very much. I appreciate. Damn, it's like fourth month of subscription. You make me feel like a real streamer. So thank you very much, and don't forget to check the new emotes. You have the new emotes that I added during the weekend, designed by Karma. Feel liquidated. Okay, so you feel good. You feel amazing, I guess. Last USDC, damn, a real influx voleur. Yeah, boy. I will send you a screenshot of how much the Twitch money bring home. I will show you. You're gonna be amazed. You're not gonna believe it. We are hearing. Perfect. What's up, Us? You good? Us, I think you are familiar with Path. Love to Us. Yeah, love to Us. You made an amazing job also for CRG. So guys, before we dive into market stuff, technical analysis, market update, etc., I want to host a little AMA with Slirak. He is the CEO of Neova. Just to bring a bit of context, Neova is a project realized by Slirak and a business partner of his. Okay, who is not here today, maybe for another live. And we had the chance with CRG to invest early in the project because first I do believe in it, and I invited anyone who did believe in the project as well to join me in that investment. All right. And what we are doing since the very beginning of that partnership, we try to be the most transparent as possible to share all the informations. So as soon as I know something that I can publicly share, I share it. And Slirak is also doing an amazing job with the communication, especially with CryptoRise. So I do appreciate that a lot because he's always here to answer the questions, to provide informations, to give some, let's say, exclusivities and stuff. So today is here with me to answer my questions, but also yours. So feel free to ask as much as you can and as much as you want. And I think Slirak is going to do great today answering everything. So Slirak, if you're good, we can start. I think.
yeah, sure, whenever
You
you want.
just let perfect. Perfect. So we're gonna start with the basics, if you don't mind. So who
Who
are
am I?
you? Who are you, man? Can you introduce yourself a little bit? Because some people already know you, obviously, from your own
Yes.
Discord, your own community. Also, some people from CRG, but some people don't know you at all. And we also have viewers on Twitter, on X, watching us. So, can you introduce yourself and then explain what is the Neova project?
Yes, sure. Thank you for that introduction. Thank you everyone for coming in the stream today and just for hearing everything. So if you have any question, feel free to share it in the chat, of course. I'm gonna answer everyone. So who am I? Actually, I'm the CEO of Neova. That's a company we created last year. It's a French company, and to be honest, we based the company in France in order to be focused on regulation and stuff. So we're gonna explain a bit after the compliancy. What is Neova? Actually, we are developing a DEPIN layer. So if someone isn't aware about DEPIN, feel free to ask. Actually, the DEPIN is more regarding to device or infrastructure you can find in the IT world, where we can use it more in the decentralized way. So the idea of our chain and our protocol is to having a decentralization, a full decentralization around the data. So we are really focused on data. The idea of that protocol is to give back the ownership of data to consumer and not to company. If I can make a comparison, today everyone is using Amazon or Google, for example. Every key lines or whatever you can share with Google Drive is owned by Google Drive, and that's the issue we want to answer today with Neova. Today, if you want to grab something or if you want to just deposit a file into Neo Drive, that's our first application. You have the ownership of that data. I can't access anything. So the idea is your personal things are yours and not ours. So that's the thing you have to remind. So that's Neova, the protocol, of course, running like cloud. We can plug it classically. And then, of course, we have some DApps that we're gonna just go into, I think, Hildebra.
Okay, just before we move to the next question, could you like sum up so what's Neova, let's say in the most simple manner? Because from what I understand, I would say basically you're like a competitor to Google Drive or
Yeah,
Apple Cloud, something like that.
that's
So
yeah.
how you would describe Neova in like the most simple manner?
We are developing a cloud in a decentralized way based on peer-to-peer network, and we tailor-made it into DApps, so you can access like Drive and other applications.
Okay, okay. I think it's
Concurrencing of VH, for example, or AWS or Google Drive. Well, actually, that kind of companies.
okay. For me, at least, it's pretty clear. Um, just checking with the chat. Is everyone like okay with the explanation? Do you understand? So what's the project? What the project consists of? And don't forget if you have any questions, just type it in the chat, and we're gonna like try to take all of them. So Slirak, moving to the next question. So you explain what the project is, but how does it work? I mean, what's the technology behind the project? Let's say the chain, for example, because you mentioned the apps. So can you tell us a bit more about this?
Yeah, actually, we created a peer-to-peer network. I'm pretty sure that people knows IPFS. So we used some bricks from them, and we tailor-made a specificity of our chain in order to have a private network, private nodes for Neova to constitute like a data lake. So the idea is running a big cloud where everyone is hosting datas, encrypted datas, of course, in order to provide more decentralization. We don't have any data center or stuff. It's a cloud based on the world and on people. That's the idea of the protocol. The chain we are using, well, actually, we tailor-made it our chain. Well, more the protocol than the chain because we don't have any chain. We are not a layer one, for example. We are not a layer two. We are really a Debian layer. But we are using partner techs. For example, we are working with Avail, a layer zero based on data availability. And we are using the product of the DA layer, which means like if you are dropping a file or data into Neova, you can retrieve it wherever you want and whenever you want because the availability is based on Avail. So we can check all the modularity, the interoperability with everyone, with every chain, and we can work with all foundation. That's what we are doing right now.
Okay. Uh, Maybe I'm gonna like read my own image, but I am a noob regarding all the decentralized stuff, you know, the deep technology and stuff. Could you explain what is Depin first to begin with, and what is a veil? Because I'm pretty sure some people are like me and they know nothing about that kind of stuff. So first question, what's Depin, and then what's a veil?
Well, actually, in the world in the last year, you have physical infrastructures, networks based on physical architecture, like a data center, for example. A data center is like an IT model where every data can be hosted, where the data can be retrieved in the company. If you have an application or whatever, everything is hosted into that data center. And the idea of the DePIN is to having that innovation of the decentralization, but regarding to the physical architecture. So every data center you have today into the companies can be plugged all together to constitute a big network. So that's the idea of the global idea of the DePIN. Is decentralized every physical infrastructures you can find today in the world. It's
Okay.
more like cloud. If I can make like comparison with the cloud, a cloud is putting physical infrastructure together, but based on centralization. For example, you have one data center in one piece. In your house, for example, you have two data centers in two different rooms. You can build a virtual network all together and constitute a cloud. The idea of the decentralization is plugging quite the same things, but yours, bro, mine, and one physical infrastructure from everyone in the chat to constitute one network. So that's the idea of the DEPIN and the global idea, actually. And the other
Okay.
question was regarding to Avail, I
Yeah,
think.
correct.
So
Exactly.
Avail, I can compare Avail to Celestia. I think everyone is knowing TIA, the
Man,
ticker.
man, man. I just know that Celestia like was close to my stop loss, but other than that, I know nothing. So you have to start from scratch.
Well, actually, Celestia have a layer 0 and others, like Eigen layer DA2 are layer 0, which means like it's full basis layers in the blockchain. If you can check Ethereum or Solana, there are layer ones where we have an executive layer to execute some smart contracts. The layer 0 is just behind of it. So the basis of it is to have an infrastructure based for the executive layer. The idea of this layer 0 is to help the blockchain to be modular, to be available, to be fast. Uh, well, actually, to bring new cybersecurity things into the blockchain world. And the Layer Zero's project came out, I think, last year. Celestia just I think it was last year for Celestia launch. The Avail launch was in July last in 24. Again, layer 2. Well, it's clearly a new technology to bring more value to blockchains.
Okay, okay. Makes sense. It makes a lot of sense. And I learned new stuff because before the live I didn't know nothing about like Depin or Avail. I knew more or less what was Avail, but for example about Depin I just knew yeah it's called Depin and that was the only thing I knew about it. So
Yeah, but you have
um
the buzzword of Depin also. That's
yeah,
quite
yeah.
big idea.
Yeah, exactly. But I hope if it's clear for me, I think it is for everyone, but I hope it is. So, guys, just let me know if everything is okay. In the meantime, we're gonna move to the next question, and it was a question from someone on Twitter, by the way, just so you know. The question was, okay, you have a project like everyone has, especially in crypto. It's super like easy to say, yeah, I have a project to launch a token and stuff, and then that's it. So what's your perspective for like the next 5 years from now on, the next 5 years to come, if you can share?
Yeah,
Obviously.
well, 5 years is very far away.
Yeah, let's
For,
start. Let's be more conservative. Let's say the next first, because you're
yeah,
gonna release. Spoiler: you're gonna release your tokens and stuff
yeah, more
in the
for the
coming
next.
weeks. So yeah, let's say first, what's the perspective in the future for the next, let's say, 12 months before we talk about 5 years.
Yeah, actually, for me, on the overview of the market, more than Neova, we truly think that the mass adoption is the basis of everything and the basis of the new bull markets. So the idea is to answer customer needs. If you make the comparison with the precedent cycle, you had free money, you had big fundraising or whatever from VCs, with two truly with value, with a lot of project with value brought for the technologies and not for customers. That cycles right now. You should bet on distribution. You should bet on the answer to customer needs. So project that they can bring value to an open world. That means enfranchise all the barriers you can find in the Web3, the wallet connection, the login connection, or all the complexity of signing a smart contract or whatever. It's more complicated right now if we want to target our mothers, for example. So the idea is to enfranchise all that barriers, and that's what we are doing in Neova, and more specifically on all Deepin projects. That's why we are creating account abstractive solutions, that KP solutions, all that technologies, and you can be used by Web2 people. For example, my mother is using NeoDrive, my father's too, but they can't know how they just can bridge a token or whatever. They can't know how to swap a token, but they don't need to. So that's the idea of new projects. And that's my perspective right now. A good project is a project open to the world, open to Web2 users, answering real needs. So that's the idea. And our focus on Neova is providing a workspace, providing something just specifically on the drive where the integrity of your data is respected, where the ownership of your data is respected also. Well, every data you have in the web right now is yours. And that's the more important things you can find in the IT world right now. So that's our focus. And then it's just to help people into the security of the web. We have the drive for your data, but we want to release NeoSign that you can find in the second product in our website. And the NeoSign is just to ensure the security and the integrity of your contract. I'm pretty sure everyone is using DocuSign, everyone is using USign. But if I'm catching your email and I'm catching your code, I can sign on your name, and I'm sure I think that's an issue in the world of right now, because I can hack your Gmail. Everyone can hack your Gmail. And the idea of NeoSign is based your identity into your signature. So the idea, if I don't have your eyes, I don't have your hands, I can sign your contracts, and that's normal, I think. So the next steps and the next year gonna be the release of that application where we can answer real needs for companies, but also for particulars, for individuals, for everyone. The market is a global market, and also be focused on compliance. We want to be fully regulated. We want to spend through the ISO 27K for the
Which is good.
protocol. Yeah, but I'm gonna spell the big word of MICA. I'm sorry, guys, but we want to be fully regulated by MICA. So around the token, as you mentioned before, we need to be MICA compliant. So we are not moving away from Europe. We are not escaping or running away. We are really building the project around the compliancy and around MICA.
Okay. The thing that is interesting in the way you answered, you insisted on the fact, and thank God, you said you want to bring like really use case in the world. And I'm not, by the way, guys, I'm not chilling. Okay, I'm not neither me
He's
personally
not
or
paid. He's
CRG.
not
Yeah,
paid. I
nobody is
can't
paid.
tell it.
Yeah, exactly. No, nobody is paid, so it's not like shilling. But for me, I can see the real use case because, and I think many of you guys do the same. You use like Google Drive, maybe other applications in your companies to work and stuff. So I can see the real use case, and we had this debate like many times in the Discord with the members. 90%, I maybe even more than 90% of the crypto project are like scams with no real world application. You know, it's always, yeah, we want to revolutionize the world, bring a new solution to solve all the issues in the world, blah blah blah, and then nothing comes out. So here with Neova, you have a real use case before the spoiler token is released. So that's really good. And Kilu added to the question, he wanted to talk about the pain of using a Web3 protocol right now. If you're not skin in the game, it's impossible. That's true. And I can even talk about my case. I've been in the space trading wise for years and years, and I'm like really a noob regarding to Web3 applications and stuff. You know, bridging stuff like that. It's not my stuff. So yeah, it's important to have a good focus on account abstraction if you want the adoption of the normies. Do you agree with that, Sirak?
Yeah, I totally agree. That's the idea of mass adoption. One project is doing that thing very great is Newbit. It's also a DA layer focused on mass adoption based on Bitcoin chain. And they actually want to enter everyone, grandpas actually, and key accounts from Web2. Well, actually, dinosaurs. So the idea is totally that account abstraction, no wallet. We don't need any wallet to make any transaction on the blockchain. So that's the same thing. You can connect in a drive right now using an email. You don't need an VM address or whatever. Of course, if you want to be a provider, you want to be a node for Neova, of course, you need an VM address because we are actually a blockchain. But if you just want to use the applications, you don't need it because it's not necessary.
Ok, perfect. Et pour avoir testé, c'est vraiment clean le drive. Alors, les gars, je vous invite à tout mettre en anglais si vous pouvez. Comme ça, on garde la fluidité avec une seule langue. Mais en gros, du coup,
Thank you.
Thomas said he tried the product and he said it's very clean. By the way, I just know they released updates on the drive, so it's even more like a smooth. They added like a few quality of life changes. So if you didn't try yet, then don't hesitate to jump on it and try. Um, so if you guys have any questions regarding what he said, feel free to type in the chat. And once again, in the meantime, I'm gonna jump into the next question. You mentioned NeoSign, and it's the perfect bridge to the next question. Damn, we're professionals. So it's another product, okay? If I understand properly, we have NeoDrive that I've been able to test. And the next question was about to be, do you plan to launch new products that can be integrated in you know daily use cases for the real world and not just only for Web3? And you mentioned NeoSign, so I guess you're gonna say yeah. But can you tell us a bit more about this product and maybe other product that you plan to release?
Yeah, sure. Just to summarize before, we have right now two, three products. The first one is the cloud running for B2B, only for B2B, like using AWS, for example. So it's a connection by API for every developers to host every data. So that's the first product we have. The second product we are releasing right now is a node drive that individuals gonna are trying, are testing, are uploading files, and it's more like a Google Drive. The next feature is gonna be a workspace because we want to integrate file sharing. We want to integrate everything to work inside the Neo Drive systems. And the third product, actually it's not really a product, but it's an application we're gonna release very, very soon to administrate every nodes. So if you want to run a node, you're gonna have an application, a D application, in order to manage it. That wasn't really thought for us, but we wanted to provide a good experience for users. So we wanted to be focused on that too. So that's our dev application or use of Neova right now. Then we're gonna release NeoSign because NeoSign is actually my Earth application. that's the real legal things we can find in the world of in France or in Europe in general. We need laws, we need everything for Web3. We need, well, actually, we need lawyers to build laws for everyone, for tokens and stuff, and to earn more money, of course, for the product. So NeoSign gonna be the following, the next steps for our team. Of course, a V2 of the drive gonna be first, but then NeoSign. And then, yes, I already have one more in mind. Well, everything is actually drafted. It's
can we
more
know about it?
for, well, actually, I don't know if I can tell it, but NeoSign is for B2B. So we're gonna have two B2B use and one B2B B2C use. So the next application gonna be for B2C, and it's gonna
Okay.
probably be a free application based on storage, but more for healthcare. I have an issue in my actually in my life right now, and I need it. So
Okay, so you
uh,
thought about
I,
a solution and you want to
I,
bring it for everyone.
exactly. So
Okay.
that side is we're getting to the healthcare.
Okay. Okay. Interesting. Very interesting. I hope we can have more information in the CRG Discord soon.
Probably.
um, good. That's good for the members. And I had like another interesting question. I don't know if you thought about it, but the question basically is what we can expect from the DEPIN when crypto depends, especially the last few weeks, few months. We can see the price movement right now depends on monetary policies. So quantitative tightening, quantitative easing. Is it going to have? Is the macro situation going to have an impact on the DEPIN because it's somehow linked to the crypto industry or not at all?
Actually, we have connections. We are a technical product. We are technical companies, but of course, we are flagged to the crypto world. So that could be an issue for us. But the idea of bringing, well, great policies around crypto world for from the US, for example, is very great for us and very great for all the markets because they're gonna bring normies, as you said before in the chat. If we have more people into the crypto world and the crypto market, of course, we're gonna have more mass adoption. So technical products gonna be more used and more trust. So that's the idea. Because if I go to a company, a Web2 company right now, I'm telling them we are using tokens and crypto, they're gonna just tell you are a scam. But we are not. We are not. We are just using a technology. We are a blockchain. We are not a token. That's two different things. So if we have good monetary policies, maybe people gonna trust more the crypto world and the tech, and more people gonna be interested by the technologies. So that's
Okay.
the difference. And then you have two different things. A token is good, but take care of using good words. Actually, you have different type of tokens, utilities tokens, securities tokens. That's very different. At Neova, we're gonna launch a token, of course, but it's an utility token. We are not a
Okay.
securities. And that's not the buzzword you found last year at the Fed, I think it was at the Fed. Uh, Bitcoin isn't security or whatever it said. But yeah, we are
Yeah, it
releasing a
was
new.
from the SEC mostly. They were like hunting all security tokens. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why. So utilities token are token used by application to harmonize an ecosystem. That's what we are using in our chain. And a security token can be just to a yield management, a yield farming, for example. So it's very different at the level of technology.
Okay. Um, so you mentioned quite several times token. So I don't know if we should end the EMA just here or if I can ask you the questions I had about the token. I don't know if people are interested enough, so maybe we can just stop here. It's gonna depend on what they say in the chat. Do you guys want to know a bit more about the token? We had like informations, obviously, from a few weeks ago. Yes, obviously, yes. Yes, please go ahead. Yeah, we can. I guess what I can understand what people like. All the token in my bag. No, 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 because I have a lot. Could you elaborate how the storage works exactly after the token question?
Mm.
So no, Kilo, it's gonna be before the token question. So before we talk about the token, Sirak, Kilo is asking if you can elaborate
Yeah.
about how the storage works.
Actually, I'm gonna make an image for that. You are dropping a PDF into the drive. That PDF is hosted in the back end of the application, and then, of course, encrypted into the front end and the back end. Then, once you have the encrypted file on the back end, is pushed onto actually the peer-to-peer network. So it's pushed onto our cloud in order to be hosted by everyone the decentralized way. That file is duplicated to 3 to 5 people in order to ensure the security and the possibility of retrieve that file. So the main idea is having every time you can find your product and your file. So it's hosted there. Then the file is pushing back like a CID. It's like an hash actually in blockchain. So the backend recuperates the hash of that transaction and we push it onto Avail. So the idea is to ask Avail if your file is respected, if your file is integrated, if the integrity of the file is respected onto Avail onto the peer-to-peer network. So you can just ask it in order to have every information around the protocol. Of course, you need to know how to use it because it's very, very complicated. But the thing you have to know is the file is uploaded to the decentralized cloud, so splitted, encrypted, and hosted by many peoples in order to retrieve it as simple as we can. And that's it, the most simple way.
Okay, okay, that's pretty clear. So I think now I can ask you the question about the token. So what's good? Wait, I just maybe you have a question. So the file is directly stored by people participating to the protocol.
Well, actually, they don't know that they are hosting. You are a storage provider, you want to run a node, so you are lending like 100 gigaoctet or gigabytes. So you have 100 of availability. When you are pushing a PDF, I'm gonna receive a part of your file. That file is splitted and I can retrieve it by myself because it's not my file. And actually, I can't see where in my computer is, where in my server your file is stored. But of course, it needs to be stored somewhere. We don't have a data center, so you need to be stored by servers, by computers, by SSD, HDD, or whatever machine you can find to be another runner. And then when you want to retrieve a file, you are asking, actually you are asking, well, you are recuperating the hash and then the file is pushed onto your front end and is decrypted by your private key. So you have your private key from your account. That's automatic. You can't see everything. But that private key is compliant with the CID of your file and you can just download it. And if you just are using the application for using the application without knowing the tech, the idea is just drag and dropping a file and then click on download and everything is automatic.
Okay, I think your answer, Kilo, has been your question has been answered. Any other questions, guys?
Ilu, if you want to go deeper, we can make a 1-1 if you want. You have my
Nice. That's my
DM.
CEO.
You have my DMs open. You know it. We already talked together, so no worries. Send me a DM.
All right. So I'm gonna jump into the last question that I had. Um, Guys, when I say last question is the ones that I prepared, but obviously if you have more, we can stay a bit more. So you said you spoiled you mentioned an utility token. So there is an utility token that is going to be released. First question is obviously when do you plan to release that token? How is it going to be released? And yeah, I know it was supposed to be one question, but so how it's going
Yeah,
to
no.
be released, and do you have any VCs behind, um, people like that, that usually can scare people, influencers dumping and stuff. People are like usually scared about that kind of stuff. So can you tell us a bit more about the token and the name,
Yeah,
if you can share it?
sure. Firstly, I want to tell one thing. We are focused on tech and we are focused on consumers. So we want to make a fair lunch. That is the best conversation we have in the board, which means, of course, we needed some money before. We are a project, we need to hire people. Right now, we are 12 in the team. Of course, we need money. So we raised funds from angel investors, from some funds, but the TG, well, the availability of token on the TG and the vesting is respected to have a fair lunch. For example, in the families and friends round, they're gonna have a part of the token could be quite the same as the pre-seed round and could be quite the same as the public launch. The three round, of course, they don't have the same price. That's normal, like every project. But the idea is the bag of the first one is quite the same in amount for the last one, the third one, the public launch. The rest of the Avon tokens gonna be vested. So all the benefits and all profits gonna be vested for many months.
How
In order
much?
to on 6 months for the private, we're discussing for the president and for the public is released right now because we want to push away the farmers. I don't want any farmers in the Neo Drive, in the Neova ecosystem. I just want people where we can have feedbacks, where we can improve the tech, where we can develop more applications and stuff. So building a long-term project and not just dumpers. So the idea was to protect people on the private sale and on the public sale. That's normal for me. So that was the main conversation we had in the last week and the last month. Actually, with you also, guys, because I had some question on CRG about that terms. So the idea was to have that fair lunch. So no worries, it's very fair. I actually think that it's very fair, and we don't have any token allocation for the team. Actually I have 0% of the supply. Uh, I don't
I
have any.
probably have more than you.
No, it's not probably. You have more than me because I don't want any token. I'm gonna buy token with
Okay.
my money. I don't want to have like an airdrop for my project. We are running a company. I have dividends on benefits. I have shares, of course, but I don't want token, free token. Why? We don't want to dump a community or whatever. So that's into the tokenomics. And it's an engagement also, a very big engagement.
Okay. And
Around the day, yeah, sorry, tell me.
no, no, sorry, I was gonna interrupt you, but finish and then I will ask my
Yeah.
question.
Okay. On the date, I can't tell you when we're gonna release it. I can't tell you that because we want to be MiCA compliant. We want to be focused on the law. So, for example, we wanted to launch it in at the end of December or beginning of January. That wasn't delayed because of the tech. That was delayed because of the law. Because if we wanted to launch the token in January, we needed to create a company in the Seychelles, for example, or in an offshore company, an offshore country. That that's not what we want to do. So the idea is to be full compliant, and then we're gonna launch it. So probably gonna be around February. We hope so to launch that token in 1 month, 1 month and a half. I don't know, but I actually think that the regulation is the priority for Neova and for what we are building today.
Okay, so to sum up, you said first about the token release, it's going to be somewhere between end of January, maybe
In,
to
in
be more
Q1,
like, yeah,
in Q1,
more accurate is somewhere between like early February, end of February. That's the plan.
I very hope so. It depends on the law, but yeah, I think yeah.
Okay.
But that's my
Um,
thought. I don't know, but I think yeah.
okay. And on top of that, you said so no VCs to dump to dump the token when it's gonna be released, correct?
Yeah, it's correct. I don't want the VC to dump. If I'm integrating a VC into the proceed of Neova, they're gonna be vested, and I want them to be advisors, not just to dump projects.
Okay. And the other thing you said you don't have like a allocation for the team, and you mentioned the tokenomics. If someone wants to know a bit more about that, about the tokenomics, is there like a link or something that you can share so people can know about
They can
this?
they can ping me in your Discord and I gonna answer by an image. But the white paper gonna be released, I think, next week or the week after, because we want to focus on one sector, very important sector for the market, in order to release it. I think the light paper can be found right now because it's public, but I think no one found it right now. But if you are smarter than everyone, you can find the light paper. Yeah, Thomas, but we changed some things, and we detailed very more, very, very, very more.
Okay, so you added much more details.
Yeah, the last version is from 2 weeks ago, I think.
Okay. Okay, so guys, you said it's public and you can find it. So if you want to dig a little bit and play, like Easter egg stuff, and you can try to find the white paper.
I think you can
Okay,
find it in the drive. I think maybe.
that's a hint. That's a hint.
I don't know. I think it's integrated to the drive. Actually I don't know, but I think.
Okay, I'm gonna check. I'm gonna check after I'm done with the stream. So I'm done with the questions. I don't know if you guys in the chat have any questions. I think Sirag did a good job answering in like he detailed everything, and everything is clear in my opinion. So if you guys have any questions or something that you didn't really understand, then seize the opportunity right now. Otherwise, we're gonna move into the usual stuff. So watch the market, do technical analysis, that kind of stuff. For people that have been waiting for more trading related content, it's gonna be your time. And if anyone has more questions, then let's go. So to sum up, if it dumps, it's a Osbra fault. Not really. I'm gonna be to answer that question. I'm gonna be vested. I'm gonna be vested, so I cannot
It's
I
gonna
cannot
be
sell
fully
anything.
vested.
Yeah. So I can't do nothing. Just so you know. That's bullish. Just saying.
No, well, actually, just to conclude it, guys, if you have any question, even after the call, even after the week or whatever, my DMs are open. Right now, I can handle every question I have. If you want specific things, you can open a ticket in our Discord. You can send me a DMs on Twitter, on Discord,
I'm gonna
ping
share
me
your
on the
link.
C Discord, whatever. I'm here
So
to answer.
guys, just dropping here the Sirac Twitter. So be sure to follow his account. And once again, I already posted it, but this is the Neova Twitter as well. So you can check
Uh,
it.
yeah, and I think you can find the Nova Discord by the slash Neova. So everything, feel free to ask me. I'm here. If I don't have the answer, I'm gonna bring someone else. If you want to connect us to another product, another project, foundation, feel free to open a ticket too or send me a DM. Every help is with pleasure, of course. And
All
please,
good.
guys, try, test it, provide feedbacks. We need it. And Osbra, I think it could be interesting for everyone watching the stream to give away some 5 beta rolls, right? Could be now.
Yeah. Yeah, good.
Grab me
Yeah, good
5
idea.
people, send me 5 Discord ID, and I give them a beta testing role that they can try the drive before everyone
Okay.
else.
No, that's a good idea. I will pick some people from the Discord and I will send you 5 names. That's a good idea.
Well, if it's from the Discord, give 10. I think Rafa, are you here? I think Rafa is here. Is
Who's Rafa?
listening. Rafa is the head of partnership and is handling every community of
Oh,
Neova. He's one of my
he's in the
co-founders
live?
too. He's one of my co-founder,
Okay.
working for all the community and stuff. Well, I'm gonna check with him, but at least 10. I'm gonna check if I can have more. Let me
Okay.
see. I
Okay, so
send you an
I'll
email. I
pick
send you
10.
a DM.
I want the code. I want to go. Okay, we're gonna run. Okay, after the call, we're gonna run. Find a way. To have. Let's say we do 5. Okay, Sirac, if you agree, we do 5 from the CRG Discord and 5 from Twitter.
Yeah,
If you're
yeah,
okay with that.
that's that much. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So guys, if no questions, then we're gonna end the call here. I find the white paper. Someone found it then. Someone got it. Is he able to share it? I guess not.
No.
Nah. So Thomas, keep it for yourself. You can still send it to me in private.
I'm gonna change something just after the Twitch. That's why.
Okay. Okay, perfect. So, Sirac, since we don't have more questions, we're gonna stop here. So
Yeah.
I want to say thank you very much for being with us for almost 1 hour, I would say, for one
Yeah.
hour answering all the questions. I hope people understand a bit more what Neova is. Also hope that a few people discovered the project because obviously some people didn't know anything about you, to say it in a simple manner. So thank you for that. Thanks everyone. Also for attending and for interacting, asking questions and stuff. And we'll try to do more of those if there is the opportunity. Let's say for the release of a new product, for example, thinking about Neosign. If someday we have a demo, and yeah, thank you, man. Appreciate. And we're gonna drop the replay, by the way, later today on my YouTube channel. So be sure to follow. Just check my links on my Twitter. Follow the YouTube channel, and the replay will be dropped just in case you joined a bit late.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for all the question. Thank you, Osbra, for your time and enjoy your stream.
My pleasure, brother. We talk later. Thank you. Bye bye.
Yeah.
All right. All right, guys, we done. So did you appreciate that little AMA? First time I'm doing this. I was a bit well, not anxious, but it's not, I'm not. It's not really my job to host interviews and stuff. So I hope you did enjoy, and I hope it cleared everything. Maybe you had like some areas of doubt, some uncertainties about what the project is, about the token, because I know that a lot of people are interested, obviously, about the token because it's also an opportunity to make some money. All right. But if you have any questions coming later on, especially if you're part of the CRG Discord, you know that you can just directly ping Slirak in the Discord or even ask me, and I will ask him then after that.